Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Christian Muscera is traveling to London to do his medicals. We have confirmation of that story. The player has also confirmed that he's departing Valencia to join Arsenal. We also have confirmation of that as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. We shall be talking about Victor Gyökeres. Where are we on this deal right about now? Why is the player not in London yet? And when do we expect him to be in London? Today, possibly tomorrow. I'll be diving into that. Eze, Rodrigo, and what's going to happen with Leandro Trossard? What's going to happen with Gabriel Martinelli? Do we expect more attacking players coming through the door? I will be explaining all that in this video. Do me a favor, let me know in the comment box below. Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli, Eze and Rodrigo, would you be comfortable if Arsenal decided to let go of Martinelli and Trossard in order for us to bring in Rodrigo and Eze? Is that a good upgrade? Is that okay for you? Or do you think we should keep one of them? Of course, both of them have experience in the Premier League. Both of them are players that are worked under Mikel Arteta. They know the system. They know what Mikel Arteta really wants out of a left winger. Should we keep one of them and just sign one? And if you wanted to sign one of the two, Eze or Rodrigo, who is the one that you would actually sign? Let me know in the comment box below. But let's start off with that big story on Christian Muscera. Confirmed this morning, Christian Muscera is flying to London, and this has been confirmed already by sources. You can see him right there at the airport in Spain, traveling, and media outlets flagging him, media outlets trying to get the best of information out of him. He's already at the airport, and as per time of recording, he's already in the air, flying to London. You can see him right there, coming from that, Benz vehicle to the airport. We can confirm that Christian Muscera is going to be doing his medicals at Arsenal anytime on Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. His medicals will be happening on Wednesday, and he should be announced as a new Arsenal player on Thursday or Friday. Now, Mikel Arteta will have his last preseason training on Friday, and then we shall fly out to Asia on Saturday. Well, Christian Muscera has just confirmed there about his move, and he says that I am leaving Valencia as a man, and I arrived here when I was just 12. This is my home, and it will always be my home for sure. Medical later this week at Arsenal. Everything has been confirmed. The player is already on his way to London to get his medicals done. Now, this is a deal that Arsenal completed yesterday between the two clubs. Arsenal will pay a fee in excess of 17 million euros, but below 20 million euros. We can confirm that 15 million euros is guaranteed to go to Valencia's bank account, and then an extra 13.5 million will be in performance related add-ons. If the player wins the Champions League, if the player wins the Premier League, if a player plays a certain amount of games, then those performance related add-ons will be paid in the bank account of Valencia. But we can confirm that Christian Muscera is an Arsenal player. The player has confirmed that himself, and we can say welcome to Arsenal, Christian Muscera, another centre back coming into the team. Obviously, this week Andre Bata is also working on departures, and Jakob Kivio, we are told, is a strong contender to leave Arsenal. Now, earlier on in the window, especially after May, when Arsenal had a very good run in the UEFA Champions League, and Jakob Kivio had a very, very good run, there were reports that were saying that Jakob Kivio might actually stay, and Mikel Arteta was actually fond of him. But the arrival of such a centre-back, the arrival of Christian Muscera, opens up a gaping hole for a departure. It opens up a massive opportunity for Arsenal to make some money out of departures. Now, if you sell Zinchenko for around 20 million euros, you could also sell Kivio. And I think for me, this is the summer that you sell Jakob Kivio. We have just brought in Ricardo Calafiori. So I don't think Calafiori is going to be sold this summer. It would be kind of crazy, right? So Kivio is the one that Arsenal can get the maximum amount of money for. He's had a very good last spell towards the business end of the campaign. So if you sold him right now, you get about 35 to 40 million. You add that to Alexander Zinchenko, and then you compare that to the money that you've used to bring in Muscera. That is a very, very huge profit, and that's very, very good business for Arsenal this summer. So Muscera is going to be coming in, but expect a here we go in terms of Jakob Kivio leaving to another club. A couple of clubs are interested, Dortmund, but so many clubs interested in the Polish international in Italy, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Napoli, we understand, are very much interested. Let's see what's going to happen. But Jakob Kivio is on his way out of Arsenal as Christian Muscera flies in for medicals this morning. I want us to talk about a couple of other deals that have not been ironed out, and of course they're very, very close. Let's start off with this big one, and that is Victor Gyökeres. Arsenal are on the verge of finally getting a number 9, this according to The Athletic, and they're saying that the deal in principle has been agreed with Sporting. Arsenal will pay a fee fixed, which is 63.5, with the potential add-ons rising to 10 million euros, for Victor Gyökeres. Mikel Arteta says he was eager to sign a centre forward in time for them to participate in the bulk of fixtures that are going to be in pre-season, and that is now very, very possible and very, very feasible. So Victor Gyökeres, again, we are not having any complications. We are not having any problems on the deal. It is going to happen right before preseason. In fact, this morning, Fabrizio has been talking about the deal, and he said what is going on at the moment is that, negotiations between the player's agent and Arsenal are still ongoing. We've got to iron out that commission that Arsenal have to pay, a percentage of the commission that Arsenal have to pay to the player's agent. Now, the player's agent reduces his commission in order to allow Arsenal, raise their offer, but also in order to allow Sporting get more money up front. Okay, so that is where we are at the moment. The deal is on. It is very advanced. It is done with Sporting. We are just ironing out a few things, and then we shall be getting that here we go, that sweet here we go that we want from Fabrizio Romano. So this morning, nothing changes on the Victor Gyökeres deal. Negotiations still ongoing. Like I reported last night, the agent of the player, that is Hassan Sentikaya, is in London to discuss the finer details of the move, and then the player will be an Arsenal player. Today we should be getting the here we go on the Victor Gyökeres story, and he should fly to London for his medicals as well. If that doesn't happen, I will be very surprised, because again, if you want him to be part of preseason on Saturday, and this is Tuesday, he should be doing his medicals on either Wednesday or Thursday. So expect that here we go, and expect him to fly into London very, very soon. Now, after Gyökeres and Madueke, Arsenal expected to sign another forward. And this is Fabrizio Romano, and he has said that Arsenal are having ongoing contact with Eberechi Eze's agents, with Gunners hoping that they will be able to negotiate a deal below the release clause of the player with Crystal Palace later in the window. Okay? And this has been collaborated by The Athletic, who are saying that Arsenal are still considering bringing in additional attacking players. The interest is in the likes of Rodrigo and Eberechi Eze remains, but these deals might not develop until later in the window and could potentially be offset by securing sales. Okay, so there is still interest in Eze. There is still interest in Rodrigo. Arsenal just have to do with sales, right? We just have to do a little bit of sales. And I told you this, that in the last 2 weeks, Mikel Arteta set an ultimatum of 2 weeks to get the important deals done. If you still have Gabriel Martinelli, the left winger situation is not in a crisis, right? But the center forward situation has been a crisis for a long time. I think a backup for Saka has been a crisis for a long time. Zubimendi and Nogard have been coming in to fix a crisis that was created by Arsenal this summer by letting go of our two defensive midfielders, right? So I think what Andrea Bata has done is a good job. He has decided we are gonna go out there and sign the players that manager is crazy about, and the manager and the team is craving for, right? A center forward, defenders, and everything, and those deals are done. So now it buys us a lot of time. I think it was Henry Winter who said that this week Arsenal will finalize Gyökeres, Madueke, and Muscera. And if you look at those deals, Muscera is flying in for medicals, as reported earlier on in this video. Gyökeres should be flying in for medicals very soon. And you're having Madueke completed and passing his medicals, and he should be announced as an Arsenal player by, any time of the day today. So when you think about that, when you put all that into perspective, this buys us a lot of time to go and do these other deals, right? Now, we have always known that a left winger is going to depend on departures. This was reported by The Athletic so many months ago, so many days ago. When it comes to Eberechi Eze, The Athletic reported and said it's going to be about how much Arsenal have in the bank account after spending on Gyökeres, Muscera, and Madueke. Now, for me, the mistake is, why did we buy Madueke before Eze again? Why? Because, one, Madueke for me would have been signed in August. I think Saka is going to be okay unless there is an injury to Saka that we do not know about. And there is a crisis that Arsenal are trying to cover up. But Madueke could have been the later signing and Eze would have signed first. Because Eze adds more quality to the team. Eze adds a lot of versatility to the team. And Eze is just a much better player and just a much better addition to the squad. So that was a mistake. We should have signed Eze first. But I also think that Arsenal signed Madueke first because the Eze deal might need Fabio Vieira to depart. And Arsenal are not yet sure where they are going to offload Vieira and whether we are going to offload Vieira in the first place. But what I can say when it comes to Fabio Vieira, there have been reports about Parma interested. I don't know whether that's true. A few reports are saying that is wide of the mark, and a few reports are saying it is true. Parma interested. But Fabio Vieira is yet to light up any stages, right? His loan spell at FC Porto really didn't bring out what we expected. We thought he would go out to FC Porto, have a fantastic loan spell, and that would, facilitate his move away from Arsenal. That has not happened. So what then happens is, for you to bring in Eze, you have to get rid of Fabio Vieira. Otherwise, you might have two attacking midfielders in the same team, and they're going to be fighting for game time. So maybe Arsenal saying, with Madueke, we didn't have to do a sell. We didn't have to wait for a departure. And the deal was so damn easy. I think Arsenal made the deal easy, honestly. Like, Chelsea wanted 50 million, and Arsenal gave them 50 million. Like, it was so easy. If Arsenal had said, we will sign Madueke for just 40 million, maximum 45, I think the deal would be dragging on until now. But the reason as to why the deal was so easy is that Arsenal are easy to bend to Chelsea's demands. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I like easy deals. I like quicker deals. But for me, I think it should have been Eze first. I think it should have been Eze. Well, the Athletic are also saying, and this is so important, they're saying that Mikel Arteta values both Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard. But if a sale could unlock a deal for one of Arsenal's remaining targets, that could change things. As yet, there is no significant developments on the movement of Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli. We know that Trossard is wanted by Bayern. We know that Bayern have wanted Martinelli. I don't know what Bayern's problem is, right? If they're going for a player like Luis Diaz, it means they have money. They have money to spend. But they've been rejected by so many players, and I just don't understand why it's going on. I just don't understand why. I just don't understand what is the problem with Bayern. I just don't understand it. But what I would love to say about the Bayern situation is, if they raid Arsenal and get one of our two players, if they get Trossard, we are more likely to get Eze. If they take Martinelli, we are more likely to get Rodrigo. Because there has been a story that Madrid have told Arsenal to pay £80 million to sign Rodrigo, right? And Rodrigo is willing to join Arsenal. So I think a deal can be done. I don't think our transfer window is over. There might be a possibility where we don't get both Rodrigo and Eze. And there is a small window where we can get both Rodrigo and Eze. And we'll discuss much of this. Obviously, right now, the bigger stories are on Gyökeres, Madueke, and Preseason, and Muscera. If we get those ones out of the way, and we start Preseason, then we shall see Arsenal doing a lot of sales. For me, the better we can sell, the more players we can sell as well, the more money we can get, the more money we shall get, and the easier it will become for us to go and get these other targets. So I won't be surprised at all if Arsenal did a deal for Eze and then Rodrigo later in the window. But hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's speak soon.